changing my habits became the amazing thing that people wanted to read about. So do something amazing and share that story with people. Inspire them, make them want to read your stuff. That's the next thing. The other thing that I wanted to share was how I figured out what works in the world of blogging, because I had no idea what I was doing at first. I was basically just shooting in the dark. And I think maybe some of you might feel the same way. What worked for me, I had no idea. I tried everything. I read every blog that I could get my hands on. And I did everything. I imitated the best bloggers. I tried to figure out what they were doing that worked. I did a whole bunch of really stupid things. And I basically just tried everything to see what would work. And I figured out after several months, maybe 6 months of blogging, that there's really only one thing that matters in blogging. You can talk about social media, Twitter, you can talk about Facebook, you can talk about all kinds of commenting, and people don't know what's important when it comes to blogging. There's blog widgets that you put on your sidebar. There's all kinds of different things that bloggers do, and I did all of them. But the thing that really, there's only one thing that matters. And it's the reason that people come to your blog. It's the content. It's the posts. And it's not just any post. It's a post that is really powerful, that makes people, inspires people, like I said, and that teaches them something that they want to learn, that solves a problem, whether it's entertainment. If sometimes people are looking for something funny, that's solving a problem. If you're funny, that's entertainment. That's solving a problem. It could be solving a problem that they have too much anxiety in their lives. If you've learned how to solve anxiety, you have something powerful, and that's what you need to share on your blog is how to overcome that. Your story of how you overcame anxiety and the lessons that you've learned. Powerful content is the only thing that matters in blogging. And so what I did was, after I tried everything, I started eliminating the things that didn't work. I eventually eliminated almost everything. I've eliminated ads from my blog. I've eliminated almost everything from the sidebar and in the header. And now if you go to my site, it's one of the simplest sites on the internet. It's basically just the content and not much else. So I've learned to simplify down to the only thing that matters, which is powerful content. If you have questions about what that is, I'd be happy to answer those. The last thing I wanted to share was probably another question that you guys have is, let's say you've created this powerful content. Many of you might have already done that. And now you're like wondering, how do I get readers? How will anyone hear about me when there's a sea of other bloggers? And you might think, if you're just starting now, you might think that that's impossible to do. You're starting too late. There's too many big blogs out there and there's no room for you. There's no way to get heard with all the noise that's going on in the blogging world. And that's actually what I thought in 2007. There was already a lot of bloggers then. There were really successful bloggers, people who I read and wanted to emulate. And so I felt like I had no chance. But the thing is, if you can stand out in some way, again, by doing something amazing, by having a story that inspires people, by having content that's more useful, more valuable than anyone else's, you will stand out and you will get attention. But if you do that, how do you get anyone to even know you're there? And so what I found out that the best thing, again, I tried everything, experimented and figured out what worked. The best thing that worked for me was doing guest posts for other bloggers. And so I would, the same kind of powerful content that I would try and do on my blog, I would do the same thing for someone else who might have readers who would be interested in my kind of content. And so I did a lot. I probably did like 3 or 4 guest posts a week. And I started freelancing for some major blogs. I was freelancing for about 5 different blogs who hired freelancers. And so that was how I transitioned to a full-time job, was I started freelancing in blogging, doing a whole bunch of guest posts. I had ads, I had a lot of different ads. And at the end of the year, I sold my first ebook, and that helped. That was another thing that I learned, was how to monetize. And that helped me to quit my job. But doing guest posts was the most powerful thing that I did. And the reason that is guest posts are the best form of advertising for a blogger. It's free, so free advertising is the best kind. It's also, if you did an ad on another, let's say a top blog, if you did an ad on their site, you might have to pay, hundreds of dollars, maybe thousands. And you would get maybe 6 words in that ad. A guest post is free, and you have, anywhere from 500 to 1,000 or more words. So you have a chance to really demonstrate your usefulness, the power of your writing, and you have a chance to really hook the reader and draw them back to your blog. And so guest posts turned out to be the most, useful thing that I did as a blogger to get other people to come to my blog. And I did a lot of them. I was probably, at the time, in 2007, I was kind of the king of guest posts. So that really helped. And then how do you monetize? That'd probably be the next question that everyone else has. I mentioned my first ebook was in the end of 2007. It was a book called Zen to Done. And it was a simple productivity ebook. And it sold, gosh, I don't know how many. I sold it for $9.50. And I probably sold a couple thousand copies in the first couple months. And so I made like $20,000 in 2 months. That was, already half my year's salary. And so, I haven't converted that to pounds. Let's probably cut that in half. So let's say 10,000 pounds. Is that right? I don't know. I don't know how to convert currency. I'm very bad with that. In fact, I think I'm overpaying a lot while I'm here in London because of that. So anyway, it was a lot of money for me, and it turned out that ebooks were the most important thing that I did to monetize my blog. I tried a whole bunch of different kinds of advertising, and the first time that I did advertising, I was, maybe made 5 cents a day. Eventually, that got up to, a few dollars a day. But ebooks, if I sold one ebook, that was already almost $10. And so I only needed to sell one a day to beat my advertising. What else did I try? I've tried every form of monetizing my blog that there is. And selling your own content, your own products, is by far the best thing that I've done. The reason that is it's the same thing that you're putting on your blog that I recommended, the powerful content, but you're selling it. And that's what people are coming there for, and they want more, and so selling the ebook will help you to monetize in the way that they want. I mean, they're there for that content, they're willing to pay for that. And so selling my content, actually, and for me, it's not just about making the money, but it's about doing something that I feel good about. So selling advertisement, and I did one ad that someone complained about was for milk from cloned cows, and they asked me, have you ever drank milk from cloned cows? And I said no. And if it was, I don't drink milk in the first place, but if I did, it wouldn't be from a cloned cow. And so I never felt good about having ads on my site, because advertising in its most basic form is a recommendation to your readers. And I didn't recommend these things. It wasn't something that I felt good recommending, because I never tried any of these products. And so selling my own thing was something that I can stand behind. It's something that I can feel good about, because I know that it's worth recommending to people, because I did it. And I know that it's going to help people. And so it's something that I can feel like it's not taking advantage of people. It's not just trying to get their eyeballs on something that they don't want to look at. It's giving them something they want and making money in return for that. So selling my own ebooks was the best way to monetize. And I think that's basically it. I wanted to just come here and talk to you guys, meet some other bloggers. I'll answer any questions that you guys have. And the other thing that I wanted to just do while I'm here is just to let you know that it's possible, and that anyone can do it. I'm not saying it's easy. It takes a lot of work. But if I have, like I said, 6 kids and I can do it from Guam, I think any of you guys can do it.